Let's start. Today is the finale, the last day of this Valentine's week. And I'm so glad that you are here all to conclude this. Quickly turn on your cameras. Let's talk. Today is all about talking. Today is all about communication. So quickly turn on your cameras. Show me that you have a glass of water ready. Let's go. So quickly, let's start with what are some of your takeaways from this entire week? What was that thing that you really loved? Was it love languages for you? Was it that attachment style? Was it for you the way we have our upbringing, all of it? What was your favorite part of this entire week so far? So we have so far covered. We started with designing our self-love manifesto. Then we had a wonderful art class with Niranjan where he taught you how to make a hardscape. Then on Valentine's Day, you had a date with yourself. We worked on love languages. We worked on toxic people yesterday. So we've gone through a long journey this way. Please mute yourself from echoes coming. Yeah. We worked on the 7 keys of relationship, and today we are at the last key, which is effective communication. We are going to talk about the importance in all this week. We have talked about the importance of being able to communicate with the person, to tell them what is there, using love languages. Worked on this table, all the different languages. Yesterday, we had a particularly triggering section where we talked about our attachment styles. Right. Then we worked on this attachment theory. What kind of attachment are there? Secure, preoccupied, dismissive, fearful. 4 different kinds. We also talked about forgiveness on Monday itself when I had taken you through Ho'oponopono and the heart chakra. And today we are starting with a fresh new page, with a fresh new chapter on, I forgot, yesterday we had welcomed our winners as well. As you know, those who did not make it to the top, these are the most deserving people. Ina is a student who is looking for a side income to kickstart and all of it. And I thought that that's the best time for her to discover her full potential. Juveria's story, you all heard, it got very emotional in the end on how she's planning to, build a new future with her son and all of this. So we worked on this and they got this. But for all of you who really want to become coaches, who want to get into the journey of becoming entrepreneurs, of becoming creators, we have a very special session for you, Saturday 10 a.m., which is tomorrow. What time? 10 a.m. So tomorrow 10 a.m. we have a very special session. We will be sending you the invites as well. Niranjan might have already shared to you. In case you don't receive it tomorrow, please ask. We'll share it with you. We want you also to be able to be part of this family, to be part of this challenge. So we'll tell you also. Okay. Javeria is here also. I'm so happy that you are going to be part of this journey. The orientation is from Sunday, 8 p.m. All of you, those who have registered for Lifecraft, can come in there. So let's talk about boundaries today. Okay. Yesterday, I had touched on the surface. Boundaries is about, before you expect anyone to respect your boundaries, you need to understand what are your boundaries. Today, I will be sharing with you some different ways to do it. One way might work for one person, one way might work for some person. So I'm going to briefly introduce. We can't go in a lot of depth. 1 hour may I can't fix your conversation style. But we'll quickly go on to some ways in which you can get into a conflict, get into a discussion without it turning into an argument. We are going to work on strategies, how you can explain to people better, how you can, put across your point better. Okay, so let's go. So this is called the traffic light guide. How do you know what are your boundaries? The most basic model is the green, red, yellow model, which has been taught to us as kids. Green are the things that you're comfortable with. You're comfortable with a certain, like, for example, in your friendship, you might be comfortable with, say, splitting the bill, but might be comfortable paying for the bill, but you are not comfortable if somebody takes a loan from you. Okay. Then, for example, you might be comfortable calling over relatives, but you might not be comfortable having them overnight. You might be comfortable with your partner making jokes at home, but you might not be comfortable with it outside. So the very first thing is making a list of things that you are comfortable with, that you are, again, these things you will only know when you know what is your personality, which is why I strongly recommend everyone to join the Elevate, to join the Find the Dharma program, where you understand what is important to you, what is your language, what is your style, what is your tone, what are your values. For example, if kindness is a value for you, it is your top peak value, and you are a person who, is charitable, goes out a lot to help, and somebody is always questioning you or always making you feel bad. Are yaar, why are you feeding these dogs? Are yaar, why are you spending so much money on this? Don't you know these people are cheats? All of it. You might not be comfortable with it. So figure out based on this all the things that have in your life. When you're mental, go through a mental check through. I have also given you, many of you, the 45 minutes exercise on discovering yourself. That's a great way to think of what are the things that don't make you comfortable. This is an approach to tell someone that I'm not comfortable with this, that this is my boundary. It is called the Diplomat's Guide. You be very clear. No long, I think, I do this. You come with a clear thing. Hi, I am not comfortable in the way you react to situations and become very violent, or, verbally abuse, or get into a very bad temper. Okay. Stay firm. If you have a very clear idea of what you are going to say, you are not going to say, I think you are right. I mean, okay, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Stay firm. I have come here to have this discussion. I am not leaving till we talk about this. Till I have addressed this issue, I am not leaving. So please sit. Let's talk this out. And be kind. There is like a warm cup of tea, like clarity. Don't get into accusing mode. Don't be it into it. Understand that you are going into their comfort zone to confront them, to ask them questions, to do it. So be kind. You are a guest in their comfort zone. Don't get accusing. Don't go saying hurtful things. Be kind. Many a times in our anger, we deliberately say hurtful things to um, to decrease it. But it just increases the number of people who are getting hurt. Right? So instead of one person, it's just two people who are getting hurt. So don't get into that mode. Okay. This is probably my favorite method of communication, my favorite absolute method of putting out any communication, whether it to be employees, whether to be Niranjan, whether to be Amma, whether to anyone. First is behavior. Which behavior exactly is causing you a problem? For example, the way that somebody keeps cutting you when you are trying to talk. Or for example, the way that somebody is keeping the house dirty even if you have told them many times to keep it clean. Or maybe somebody is not sending the mail on time, and you have told them many times to send the email on time. Okay. Maybe your kids are ignoring you and not replying to your messages, not talking to you. You are not getting prompt this, or you are not getting quality time to spend. Okay. So the first step starts with identify the behavior. Put a word, put a sentence to it. The behavior of, constantly ignoring me, of refusing to do something I'm saying, of failing to uh, come on deadlines. Impact. How is it affecting you? Okay, how is it affecting you? So, can we talk about the issue where you are sending these emails to me very on not the scheduled time? This is really causing me a lot of anxiety because I am not able to schedule my other work. I'm not able to build things around it. The impact of it. So, for example, you know how you get very violent whenever we have tried to have a conversation. It scares me a lot, and then I spend an entire month, we keep thinking about what has happened. I get very scared. I am not able to put myself out there. Okay, then the next is desire. Express your wish for change. I want us to, and tell them why also. I want you to listen to me carefully because this is a matter of importance. It is about us. It is about us in the future. It is about my future. It is about the way I'm going to be in the next few years. And then set up a standard and state the rules. Give them action points which they can agree on. For example, if your partner is very angry, violent, doesn't encourage, tell them. So let's start with trying to control our temper in these conversations. Maybe we can have these conversations in a public place where you can be a little more calm down. Raising your voice is not considered, is will not be accepted. Don't raise your voice while doing this. Please don't leave while we are having this conversation. Please don't use your phone while having this conversation with me. Okay? The bids is one of the ways in which you can describe this. Okay? How many of you are clear with this? Achal, today I will share this whole PPT. Okay? If you guys can tell me in the chat box what specific area you are failing in communication with and whom I can give more examples. So if you can take a minute in the chat box to tell me what form of communication are you trying to increase? Is it that you are not able to talk to your parents? Is it about certain issue? Is it about talking to your say kids about something? Is it about convincing your partner, convincing your husband? Diplomatic communication. My family thinks I talk rudely. Most families think I'm rudely. So I'm going to give you some examples in this. After this, I'm going to do some do's and don'ts on how to not seem aggressive in a relationship, in a communication. See, one of the concepts, before I go to the next ones and talk about it, one thing I want all of you to understand is that the point of any of this, the point of any of these arguments or these conversation I'm doing is not to win. Because if either of you wins, if either of the party wins, love loses. When you are going into this thinking, I have to prove my point, I have to do this, you go into that spirit. It talks about that I don't want to, work on this as well. So don't think of who is going to win, who is going to fight. Understand that both of you are in this team together. When you are going into when you are preparing yourself to have a conversation, understand that it is not going to, don't get into the frame ki I have to put my thought professed. I want to win. You both want to win, and that is what a relationship is about. This is not a random person you meet on a traffic signal who is over speeding. You will scream, confront them, and it's over. These are people you are going to spend your life with. These are people who you want to work on because of a better quality of communication. So don't go into this thinking of I have to fight or I have to put a point across. Go into it thinking that this is a problem both of us are facing. We both are into this. And today we will sit and resolve it because our love, our relationship is bigger than this problem. Can you guys do that? With your parents also, don't think of ki they don't understand me. I have to convince them that my thought is correct. Go with it that right now we both are on different boats. That's why we are not able to conclude. At the end of this conversation, we should both be taking steps towards this boat together. And never, 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 if you are feeling your anger is at that time more than your sense of logic. This is, of course, a self introspection. This comes from more of meditation, more of this. But when you realize that now you are not in a position to make logical decisions, don't have that conversation there. Because you are only going to speak about emotions. You are not going to speak about logic. And understand, emotions are subjective. You might feel that this glass was too hot. They might feel that the glass is too warm. But the fact is that the glass was tea. So you don't talk about the facts, you talk about your emotions. So don't have these arguments when you are very angry. When you are at the heat of the moment, take a minute and it will come with practice. I am a person who's had life has, hit me hard so much. Of course, there was a residual anger inside me. It was gnawing me like inside. So this anger would lash out, would come out, that nobody gets me and all of it. It was only after I started working on myself, when I saw and observed that these are the things that make me angry, that I behave in this way. When I took accountability of my behavior, that I start being rude, I start saying shitty things just to hurt the person. I bring those same past five incidents. Then I started thinking of ways to cool me down. So one thing I started doing is, of course, deep breaths, just to get into the mindful thing, just to see if I'm ready. And then if I'm ready, I continue. If I'm not, I say, let's have this conversation when we are colder. Let's not take this forward right now. Okay. And this does not mean you wipe the dirt under the carpet and forget ki ab khatam ho gaya. You settle down, you think about it, and probably in the next 24 hours, in the next 48 hours, go back and have it with them again. Don't go with ki I'll talk later and then don't turn up for it also. Okay? So nobody wins in a conversation like this. If both of you have to win, that is how you will get in there. Okay? Now, one method is like a behavioral coach. Okay? It is called the stop, start, continue method. In the conversation, when you are telling them, tell them what needs to stop first. You need to stop doing this. This is, not working. You need to do this. The problem is, in most of our conversations, we stop at this. Like, when we talk to our kids also, we tell them, stop using mobile, stop doing this, stop spending time on this, stop being aggressive, stop doing this, all of this. We don't get into the next part, which is about tell them what they can do also. Start doing this. So you say instead of this, please stop behaving like this and start listening to me more carefully. Please stop ignoring me and start giving me the undivided attention. Please stop spending so much time outside and start spending quality time indoors. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop leaving your toys all around the floor and start cleaning it up. Okay. And with this also, when you put out something like this, the person in front of you gets defensive. They would be like, okay, what, here and here. So at that time, you have to give them a form of encouragement as well. You are already doing such a good job at this. You have made so much improvement in this. You have started talking to me. You helped it. Let's continue doing this. Tell them that you don't think of them as a complete loser or somebody who's never doing it. Tell them that you are seeing them as a person who's taking steps and you are here to take the next steps with them. Okay? I like to talk about an issue at the same time. So Ankita, now this is there. Some people can't talk it in anger. Maybe that person, maybe see, men to are very anyways bad at expressing in themselves. They don't find the words as easily as we do. Like in a fight, we have very quickly words come up to talk and do it. It might not come to them. So they might be like, let's settle down. Let's not escalate this to a big fight. Let's do this. So take that moment when they go to cool down. You also take that moment to chill and put your thoughts in a better thing rather than being angry. Why did he walk away? Why did he not talk to me right now? Take a deep breath and organize the conversation you are going to have. This is going to be what is going to happen. He's going to talk about this. I will talk about this. This is going to be my flow. I will talk about what to do and what not. Build up this. Then you take the first step towards it. When you show your partner you are calmed down, you are not really at the heat of the moment and it's going to be a huge fight and escalate, that is going to be a conversation. Maybe a thing that always works is make a beverage, maybe a hot cup of tea or grab a drink for both of you, put it in front of them and then say, let's talk now. Okay? Because the point is not to insult them, not to abuse them, not to make them feel bad. The point is to both of you get onto a same page that these are the things that are happening and this is how we can work to make it better. This also means accepting there are some things I have also done wrong. There are some things you have also done wrong. Let's do this. Let's now build better. Okay? Okay. So this is a little bit about, again, your boundaries. Make your boundary about you and your needs. Never involve other people. You did not come with me to that place and other people were saying so much and all of it. No. Make it about you. You did not come with me there and I was feeling very lonely there. Okay? Express it kindfully and respectfully. I will talk a little bit about how can we be more kindful and respectful. And keep your boundary consistent. Now, if you have established a boundary, it should always be there. It should not be like for this person, for that, for this person, that, for that person, there. It should be clear and concise boundaries. Like if you and if somebody is encroaching your boundary, you first politely warn them. Maybe 2-3 times you warn them. If still they don't listen, that's when you take action. 3 warnings you give them. If somebody is encroaching your boundary, somebody is doing something like checking your phone or telling something about you to other people, getting there, you tell them, I don't like it. Second time, hey yaar, this is second time, third time is going to be very extreme. Please don't do this. It is causing me a lot of hurt. Do the BIDS framework again. I want you not to interfere in my privacy because it makes me feel very restricted and I can't fully express myself. It is affecting our quality of the relationship. Let's respect each other's boundaries. Okay. Third time, I'm sorry that I could not tell you how clear, I could not explain to you how much it is hurting me, but this is not done. From today, you have really hurt me with this. Please don't touch my phone again. This is the last time I'm hearing. Next time you do it, then of course you take more solid measures. There are 3 kinds of intimacy that you can have with boundaries. First is your inner circle. Very tight. Family, close friends, they can make a joke, they can do this. I accept. They are allowed to do this. So I want you to actually make these circles around you. First, make a small circle around you. This is your inner boundary. Think of who do you want to put in this inner boundary. people who you are absolutely okay with, like your friend. It's okay for one person to say this. These are people who you trust. These are people who you love. Your kids. Inse sometimes I'm ready to accept also. Crap, they are sometimes okay, but it's fine. You're in a boundary. This inner boundary is also problematic because here you feel the most secure, but the chances of getting hurt here also are more. So think of your inner circle, who you can share whatever you want to do without feeling objectified, without, feeling insecure, without feeling judged. The next is your middle circle. Middle circle is more of your friends. Okay. So make the circle a little broader now. Middle circle. Middle circle are people, and this also translates to physical boundaries also, by the way, how close you want to be get to a person. Middle boundaries are about people who are friends, who you are okay to comment on some areas of your life. Maybe you are okay to discuss your weight issue, somebody in your inner circle. Maybe your husband, your child, your sister, but you're not comfortable talking about your friends to it. Maybe about your marriage issues, you are comfortable in your inner circle, but you're not comfortable in the circle. Okay? Please mute yourself. Okay? And then, okay, who all are you putting in your middle circle? Put some people in the middle circle. Okay? And last is the large circle, the outer circle. So you can stand up and make an outer boundary for yourself. An outer circle. This is for acquaintance. This is for people you meet. How much are you going to establish a boundary with them? What is their boundary? What are those things that you are okay with them? What are those, what are your levels with it? For example, you'll accept a cup of tea from who all? Whose house are you ready to, spend a whole day with? Who are you comfortable asking for favors? Okay. Cool. So let's do a quick revision. See, the first step is awareness. Today, you can't learn all this. You can't learn, you can't fix your communication in one day. Today, you are just being aware that there is something like this also, that there is something inside me I need to work on. There are areas I need to build on. So we talked about the traffic light route, where you think, what are the green things you are comfortable with? Put it in your inner circle. Put it in your deep inner circles. The yellow light, which is maybe caution, sometimes it's okay, put it in your middle circle. The things that are completely not okay and all, your very boundaries you want to maintain, put it in your outside circle. Okay? Be clear, be firm, be kind. The BIDS model, whenever you talk about your behavior, talk about a behavior that is causing you anxiety. What is the impact of it? What desire you want? And what is to be done in this? So I'll give you a these are not big conversation topics, also very small, okay? I come from a family, most of you might be relating to it, where if AC is on in the room, the door can't be kept open. How many of you know this? And like you suddenly, elder of the family will tell you, close the door, okay? So I have a very big, all of these, I come from a family where all of this was there. So if light or fan is on, I go like, oh, electricity bill will come very high. It's of course environment also in that, or keeping doors closed when AC is there. So these things matter a lot to me. In Niranjan's family, they have a very open type of home where all the time, somebody's coming in, somebody's there. The light, fan, sab is on. Ki koi aa raha hai, koi ja raha hai. But my home was a middle class family. Ki ek saath baithenge, TV we'll watch together, then we'll close TV, we'll close the socket and we'll come up, very that. So after marriage, every time he would come into the room, he would keep the door open. I would like immediately, what is this? Again, upbringing. So couple of times I would scream every time, "Are Niranjan, you left the door again open." You might have seen it in the classes also. I get annoyed. Please, yaar, what is this? These small things I get annoyed. Then I realized that it has been almost 6-7 months. He is still not working on it. He's a person who is so consistent. He picks up a habit, he's doing it. Maybe somehow I have pissed him off by constantly telling it and all. He's developed a mental block against it. This is not working. This communication is not working. So I did the bids again. I told him this behavior. Let's revise it again. I told him about this behavior, Niranjan, this opening the door, that you keep your door open whenever you go. It really affects me because one, it triggers some part of my childhood, which I know is not correct, but what can I do? Second, I am a person, so environment and all is there. So I keep on mentally getting into the way so much AC is wasting, so much AC is wasting. I can't focus on anything, even in the class. So please, yaar, whenever you go, right now, you start making a mental note and keep trying to put the door there. I will keep telling you so that it registers. I'm not taunting you. I'm not forcing. I'm just telling you to keep doing it. And this is a rule, okay? From every time we leave the room, we'll see if the door is closed. That really worked. And since then, he's even at first, whenever I would say, "Na, close the door," it would be like, now whenever I say like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. Because I've expressed why it is there and what is the importance of this and doing it. So even with these small things, rather than just saying, "Oh, I don't like it," which is what we mostly do. Don't do this. We usually tell our kids also, don't do this. Ye mat karo. Don't do that. Give them a reason why. Tell them how it makes it feel. Many times, the biggest problem of communication is we assume that this is so common sense. Samne wala person should realize. No. If you walk out of somewhere, you think, oh, the person should automatically understand what I went through. What is there not to understand in this? Assume they know nothing. So tell them exactly that this is problem. Even small problems like keeping the towel there, or not helping you out in some task, not doing it, explain to them. You have an whole logic tree in your mind. What is there? They don't. If they have like if you have a whole script of the movie, they only have the movie's title name. And then you are telling them, "Arey, why are you not understanding me? Arey, why are you not understanding me?" Give them context first. How many of you got this? Yes? So don't assume that the person in front of you has all the context and understands what you want. Be more vocal. This hurts me because. Don't stop at this hurts me. Okay? Then we talked about the stop, start. Tell them things to stop, things to start, and things they should continue. Encourage them also. Don't make them feel like I am a complete piece of whack. You are making them feel absolute bad. So, of course, they'll get defensive. Give them that they're doing something good also. Okay? Boundaries, kindly and respectful, be polite. Then we did the inner circle, middle circle, outer circle. Okay? So now I'm going to give you, it's become a very heavy session, 3 minutes of a break for you all to write down in the chat box what all have you learned from this so far. Because after this class, you will not remember all of this. So I want you to recollect again from this and think what all have you learned. Don't look at the notes. Don't do it. Just pause and think. What are the things that now I can do better? I should, probably this is correct. I should, now talk to my parents in a better way. I should probably do this more. Okay. So have a sip of water, take a bio break, come back, because the next part is also going to be a lot of understanding, lot of this. So take a break. We'll start from fresh scratch. I'm just setting a timer for you all. And if there is something that you did not understand, something that you did not pick up, I'll tell you. By the way, Preetha, so good to see you. In another 1 hour, I'm going to see it. In another 2 hours, we are going to see each other live. So Preetha, me, Niranjan doesn't know, it's a surprise for him, are going to watch a horror film late night show today. I am super excited because legit, I am stepping out of the house after close 15, 16 days. So I'm very excited to meet you. In 1 or 2 hours, we'll meet. If anybody is in Kochi, you can also join us for this late night movie. This year, I have come to this conclusion. I was telling Preetha also that I want to work on relationships as and have a more social life. In the next nearable future, me and Niranjan are not planning to have kids, and we don't have a lot of friends also, and we barely go out. Like I told you, I just been 15, 16 days, I'm not gone out. So we need to invest in social relationships. We need to build more this. So me and Niranjan planned that today we will have a family night. We'll go out, and then I realized my family so is the soul flow family. So then I got on Preetha on board. We are going to make more friends. This is a conscious decision where we are at show you also. So it's a new and new category only I'm recently working on, because Niranjan also is a person who believes कि अरे हम दोनों enough है ना, why do we need anyone else? But now in this year I've decided to build more friends around it, because I believe, okay, I'll read out something and we'll take a break till then. We'll start at 8:40 for those who can stay and read out. Friends. Call it a clan, call it a network, call it a tribe, call it a family. Whatever you call it, whoever you are, you need one. I have been wounded by friendships for a long time. Only in adulthood did I decode why most of my relationships and friendships did not work. It is because of me trying to involve them into a daily lifestyle. Too much of closeness always spells disaster. It left me uh, exhausted and unfulfilled. It is in adulthood that friendships evolved and they required less commitment and investment. That is when I discovered the true magic of knowing someone has your back. I believe female friendships can be very empowering, and there is so much to share, support each other. Friends empower, not the way coaches and mentors do, but in the way you know help is just one call away. Friends make life worth it. You have someone to share your wins with and all your troubles. It is not an investment of time, it is a bonding. Friends are a backup option for when days are wrong. Friends are not your dependency systems, they are support systems. You don't expect them 24/7, and neither are you available for them 24/7. Your attachment should be deep, not demanding for this, not demanding. Your attachment should be deep, not demanding. For this, you need boundaries. You need to have friends who match your vibe, your requirements, your availability, and your voice. It is for you to be there when they truly need you. It is not about keeping score. Communication doesn't have to be consistent, they have to be honest. Mutual experiences between friends should be about things that fulfill both. They should not seem like a favor or liability to either of them. You should manage your expectations according to boundaries. There should be mutual respect, trust, expectations, and aspirations. It does not matter if you have one, two, or many. You need to connect and to be judgment free. Friendships make life worth it. Okay. This is my belief on friendships. This is something like, now those who have joined Livebook, we will be working on this. Sorry, Livecraft, all those who have joined, we will be spending a long time on each of these categories. Write this. This is what having a manual theme talks to you about. Now I know what kind of relations, what kind of connections, what kind of interactions I want to build. And I will tell you, the day I made this, no, the day I did it, suddenly all around me, I'm seeing more possibilities of female friendship. So I was able to reach out to Preetha, because back of my mind, I've had figured out I want to work on female friendships. I want to have experiences that seem good for both of us. So I reached out to her. Similarly, today morning, we had a Millennia family call, and we are already 5 women who are doing a great show for you on Women's Day. Stay rooted. It's going to be an amazing Women's Day for you this month. And I had invited some of my other entrepreneur friends, and we were all sharing, we were all discussing about our challenges. It became so fruitful it was such a wholesome discussion. Surya was also there. So, um, When you start discussing you all, when you start building and working on yourself, that's when you realize and attract the right things. Okay. So now we will go on to doing something that we do with kids or you have experience as kids. We are going to do the good boy versus the good girl. Remember, sorry, the bad boy versus bad boy. Remember, brush your teeth, do's and don'ts. So we are going to go through some very basic do's and don'ts of relationship. If you don't do this, you will get punished and you will have to do mutak batak like you used to get punishment at kids. The first do's is prepare ahead of time, which means don't have fights at the heat of the moment. Whenever you want to talk about something difficult, an issue, have preparation. Go with full ammunition. Go with the whole plan. Ki I am not, and again, the plan is not if he says this, now I will repeat and respond with this. If they say this, I will give them this example. I will give it round in their face with this example. No. You should go with this feel ki okay, they might be expecting, they might have this thought process. My thought process is this. Somehow I will have to bridge us together. So what am I going to say? Have a script in mind. Don't go in the vindictive, rigid mood. Go in the, we can do this. We can do this mode. Okay? Don't go in this. If you're feeling like this, don't. Be it when you are, I can do this. Use I statements. First of all, avoid all kinds of you did this, you made me feel like this, you made me feel I am unsatisfied, you had hurt me, you did this. Use I was hurt, I was this, I felt bad, you did this to me, I felt bad that this happened. Okay, avoid as much you as you can, because when we do Yuna, it gets very normally while doing it, you start doing this. It automatically gets into this. And this is an universally accepted threatening sign. Gun is like this only. So it's a universally threatening pointing out sign. So don't wonder you did this, you did this. It gets into very threatening. I felt bad. Show it, and these are subtle body languages, but they matter so much. Some of the top experts of body language have said this. When you do this, it shows that you are ready to take charge of this. It's you up to. But when you do this now, samne wala person will automatically inch away because you're pointing away, and then they lose it. But when you are doing I, you are drawing them towards you, so they are into more into this conversation. So take in more I. So if you are feeling frustrated and irritated, meditate again, work on yourself, take a deep breath. Takes time. Can't happen overnight, but it's there. But don't go into you did this, I felt this, it happened to me. Okay. Listen actively. Now again, don't get into a conversation thinking you are going to settle it in a timeout. 15 minutes, I will put my thought out. It is going to be a conversation. It is not a lawyer. It's not a courtroom where you are given your space and you are giving out this. You establish the rules. Ki first, let me express myself. Then I will address all your doubts. Please just listen to me for once. I just want to put it out. Then we'll talk. And same time, give them also a scope to talk first and do. Okay? Maintain a calm and respectful tone. See, the second you start screaming no, nobody is listening to the words. The second your tone gets higher, nobody listens to the word. It becomes about, I have to match this tone. So then they start increasing the tone, and then it becomes about a power struggle on who will win, who has to have the last word. So don't let the tone go up. A good way to do this is have these talk when public, in a public place where you know because of the environment you are not going to be very loud. If you have a problem of going across, okay? Focus on the issue, not the person. Again, don't you. You are doing this, that's why the relationship is failing. No, the relationship is failing. How can we fix it? Focus on the issue. Don't make the person feel this attacked or trapped. Here you are learning all these strategies to talk. They don't know any strategies to defend themselves and all. So their only strategy will be to get defensive, to walk out, to be angry. So focus on the issue, not the person. Be open to feedback. Again, don't get into a fight. I will offer the last hearing and I will go out. Be open to objections. Be open to feedback. And seek a win-to-win solution. Both of you win. Don't go into it thinking ki I have to win, I have to do this. We both have to come on the same page. Is absolutely, Shaili. This actually, even my tone is higher. So, in with my dad, fights used to go about tone only. It takes time to do it. Okay. You need to learn how to do it. That is why we meditate. So when we talk about meditation, we write on surface to be consistent, to have an open mind. This is why we meditate, to be able to pull us out of a high volatile solution and be able to come back to the mindfulness using breath. So when you write things like, why should I meditate for the next? And you have given a very good example of this also. So when we do this method of the 9 step that I've shown you before, the soul flow 9 steps of getting there, that is why the ritual resetter comes out after you have discovered yourself. Once you know who you truly are, once you know that I have problems in my relationship because I am not able to convince them because of my anger. Somehow my relationship with my parents is getting affected because of my anger. That's when you are like, okay, this is what I can do. I'll show you 1 minute. So most of us try to start with meditation here. We start with this only. We say from tomorrow morning, we will go and meditate every day. We will join this for the next 21 days. We'll meditate. But because there is no solid backing reason to it, we are not able to be consistent. When we do this, and when we realize that a big part of our relationships, professional, personal, are maybe losing out because we are not able to keep our anger at bay, because we are not able to express ourselves, because we are not able to find the strength. And the reason for and the solution to all of this is more mindfulness, is more meditation, and it will impact the quality of my life in the best way possible. You go into a ritual resetting. When then you figure out meditation is the most important thing to me, I can't miss it. Every morning 6 a.m, be it anything, I will first learn to calm my anger down. Maybe instead of meditation for you, it's journaling. Yeah, I will write down my thoughts and calm myself down. This again you'll figure out based on your values. So you'll make your ritual based on this. And once this is done, you'll move on to the next section, the wisdom, where you will use tech to help you get better. How can you use ChatGPT to make a habit tracker that will help you become more consistent with your meditation? What are the different books you can read in quickly? For example, to get through anger, you might have to go through almost 30, 40 books. But you can use technology, you can use ChatGPT to simply explain to you what books to read. I'll just show you. So you can just tell it, I need this book. You explain to me, read me, tell me what is in the book, and you can figure out. Okay. This is how it works. It's a slow process, but it gets there. So you learn how to speak. You learn how to behave a certain way when you figure out why you are behaving the way you are this. So it's a deep, just like the grow mechanism. We'll tell you tomorrow about it. You have to go deep into your roots. You have to put out your bringing and then do this. It's a lot of work. Okay, let's go on don'ts. Don't avoid the conversation. Running away from the conversation is not going to do it. Calm down and then restart again, but don't avoid it. Don't make assumptions. Like I said, don't make assumptions that that person already knows what has happened, that they are very well aware of how they have hurt me. 90% of the time, the samne person really doesn't know how they hurt you. They are not evil people who are doing all this to deliberately hurt you. It's just the way they are. Don't interrupt. when they are in a state of flow. Even when I am in a flow in the class and mic on or something happens, I get interrupted. And naturally an irritation comes. So just imagine when somebody is pouring their heart to them and you are, interrupting them. Okay? Use absolutes. What is this? Absolutes. Now, this is something all of us are guilty about, and I know you will honestly have to say this. Okay? You always do this. You never do this. Always and never. Absolute. It is invalidating that some front person has never done anything for you. And it makes us also, if somebody tells you, you always do this, it will, you'll also get defensive. No, didn't I do this then? Didn't I do this that time? Didn't I do it? How many of you use absolutes in your arguments or your, you always are late? You are always late. You are always doing this. Yes? How many of you have this habit? Always habit, never habit. Even when you say it out of habit only, you never give me time. You never reply to me. How is it possible that a person has never replied to you? Is it a fact? Okay. So you have to do it in a better way. Don't use always and never. It triggers people a lot. Even and it's not on just your partner level or all of it. Think of your employer level, employee level. If you tell your household help, you are always late. What will they say? No, yaar, I just came late 2 times of this. They get into a defensive mood, right? Rather than you state a fact, you were late 3 times a week. What will they say to that? They'll be like, yeah, I'm sorry. Right? So you are setting up the premises for your conversations. Understand that. Okay. The next is bring up past issues. Parents often do that. And even now, my dad is like, if you had cleared IIT paper, your life would have been easier. I'm like, that is like 12, 20 years ahead. What is this? So don't bring up past issues. Now, if there is a pattern, you can tell them about it. You like, this is a constant pattern that we have been observing on it. If you want, I can tell you the situations where the pattern has occurred. But don't go like, you did that 20 years before to me, and I have still not ever got it 5 years before you did that. Don't bring up past issues. Talk about the most immediate issues that have happened. Don't make this fight about 10-year fight, make it into a long, stretch it into that. Otherwise, it will keep on going, keep on going. Stretch it to the immediate issue. When you had that issue, you should have resolved then. If you didn't resolve it, then take another time to do it. Right now, don't haunt and don't taunt about this. Just move about the existing situation. And second last is don't get defensive. Now, I know it's very difficult not to get defensive. It's again, today I'm not saying kal se you will not be defensive. Be aware. Start observing when are you becoming defensive and when are you saying it. And you all know. Sometimes you just start saying things out of the blue just to prove your point. You know this. Once you identify it, you start working on them gradually. Don't get defensive. No, but you will, this is, and all of this is because of this, because of you did this, you always do this. So when your partner is doing this, you understand, okay, these are the things he's doing. I don't have to be defensive. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. Last is don't rush the conversation. If you have only 15 minutes and you have a call coming up, don't do it like 15 minutes, we'll do a quickie and finish this. Don't rush the conversation. Otherwise, this will come back again next day. Settle this, even if it takes hours, fix it. After today, we should not walk out of this with this again. It should be an agreement that once this conversation is done, we should not come back to this fight again. Jitna time lage, we'll do it, but we will seal this. This chapter is closed. One sitting, I will do this. Okay? And that's it. Lot of things to do. It does seem like a lot of things to do. But like I said, today is not about making these changes or building this, all of this. Today is about identifying, understanding that this is happening. Maybe you did not even realize that the simple action of doing it or saying always and never has been hurting this. Right? How many So this is what is about. So quickly tell me, how did you find the class today? It's actually the last week of this. So effective communication, this is not what is, we are not going to cover this week. These are very long topics on how to talk about non-violent communication, how to do active listening, how to do it. This of course takes more time. How to attract better relationships. We'll work on our soul book. When we do, we'll work on this as well. So I have one favor for all of you. I have a favor to ask from each one of you. If you like this 1 week session, if you enjoyed this 1 week session, if you want to continue this journey, if you felt like there are things you need to work on, there is an hidden ambition in for you, there is a somewhere you want to take this step further, it is time for you to be bold, to be confident. Please come tomorrow at 10 a.m. session. I'm telling you right here, right now, it is of course us going to talk about a paid program where the upgrade for the Zen Gym is 10,000, and if you are not part of a platinum, it's for 30,000. But right now, I don't want to think about in terms of the money. Think in terms about what is it that is the step forward, what is it that you can do. We can always talk about an EMI plan, all about this. This can be figured out. But please come at 10 a.m. Surya will drop the link in case all of you have registered for this program, have it. So we'll be there. How many of you will be there for tomorrow, 10 a.m.? What a quick number of this. Ankita will be there. Who all will be there? Super. Simiji will be there. So lovely. So be there. We'll be working on all this model. And I have another small favor. If you like this week, I want to hear about this. Because honestly, this week, as you know, is a very unique week. I have not talked about in depth on so much this. It was very spontaneous also, impromptu. So I really want to know how you guys felt about it, how you did it. I'll be sending a message right now to all of you. Please reply and let me know. Or in the groups, if you can, it would be really good. Especially the Zen Gym ones. Please go back to the groups. Please go back to it and share with me. How was this for you? What were those moments that you really liked? How was this entire week of working yourself? Maybe share some of your notebooks, share some of this. This will really, really make my entire week a lot. It helps me understand that I'm doing something that do it. Because like you know, these are free workshops, 99 workshops, and the value you can do is beyond this. 99 and 0 we keep just so that people come in. So in case I'm planning to do more of these, maybe like do a health week 1 month, maybe do a spiritual week 1 month. So it will be really helpful if you guys can tell me what went well for you in the groups and to me. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me in this entire beautiful journey. Tomorrow when we meet, we will be talking more about not just how you can join this program or you can be a part of it, but also the way how you can work on yourself. So we have a very unique grow method, which we have been introducing in our workshops now. If you have been part of Platinum, you might have experienced it as well. So we work on a 4 methodology where first you will ground yourself, understand where you are lacking, where you have to build yourself. Then we will rise, we will overcome, and finally win. So the first part will be about your foundation, about your upbringing, what it makes you, you. Then we'll work on what our parents have given us, what they haven't. Then about your values, the potential that you have. We'll work on this is when we'll work on communication with ourselves. We'll work on nourishment and habits, talents and skills. So what is our brand? What is all about? So it's a huge journey that I'm excited to start with all of you. We'll talk about this tomorrow. Tonight, I have to watch a horror movie with Preetha. I can't believe it's actually like I'm picking you up from the screen and doing it. By the way, please call Niranjan. As some of you know, I don't have a phone. My OnePlus phone has died. It had so many lines on it. So we gave it to the OnePlus thing. But luckily, they gave us a full replacement. So I bought a new phone. It will come in a while. So call Niranjan. That's why I'm not being able to reply to you all also. Okay? See, you're 10. It's a Malayalam movie. I can't pronounce the movie. Mammootty Malayalam movie. Okay. All right, guys. See you at 10. Love you guys. Keep working on your life manifesto. Keep building this book of love for yourself. Keep coming to these sessions. Okay. Yeah, right now I'll be sharing the PDF with Surya. She will share with all of you. Thank you. Oh, you joined only today. The recordings are also there. Ankita, come tomorrow. I'll give you a whole this. Yeah, Shelly, I understand Malayalam. I just can't speak.